everybody. Hope you all have been having a great week. Wanted to make a quick video and tell you guys about the Super Bowl experience. It got landed Sunday night at midnight and have just been, running and catching up all week. So apologies for the delay. Not like I'm sure any of you have been waiting for me to tell you how it went, but it was a really fantastic experience. I've always had a really difficult time putting my experience as a professional athlete, as an NFL player, like in its right place and context within me. There was a period of time, I think, where it was more important than it should have been. And there was a long time where I think it was probably less important than it should have been. There was a long period of time there where I didn't even really want to discuss or dialogue about it. And going and being around other players this past weekend, man, it was just one of those moments. I've talked before about how similar all our DNA is. And it was one of those moments for me where I realized how much alike we all are, and how my ideas and perceptions are the things that really create the separators between me and other people. I think I was concerned about the fact that, I had a pretty out story in terms of getting into recovery. And then also I think about I only started 4 games, so I'm not the same kind of player these guys were. And what I recognize is as grown men, no one really cares about that stuff. People care about who you are and the quality of human being you are and what are you doing with your life and how are you being useful and helpful in the world. And it was so nice to be able to articulate that to people and to feel like we made some progress in terms of I think there are definitely guys that will come out of that that I had conversations with, that in the future, if they or somebody they know runs into a problem with their behavioral health, they know who to call. And that's what it's all about. I got to record a podcast with a former player as his guest. That was really cool. Another opportunity to get my story out there and hopefully open some doors for people to get help. Some other neat opportunities. The last thing I want to do is say I'm wearing this jacket, and I want to shout out the NFL Trust. They threw a couple really cool events, one of which was Saturday night. We went and they had a suite set up where all of us former players could go in and get these Letterman jackets, and we could customize them. So it came with this NFL Trust patch on it, and then you could put your number where you wanted to, and they had different shoulder patches you could put on, and you could pick which ones you wanted, and then they laser etched our names in them. Just absolutely the coolest thing. So I'm super grateful to them for this, and for the whole experience was really awesome. So yeah, I hope you guys are having a great week. Talk to you soon.